Hey guys, welcome back to Any Last Words. I'm your host, Joe. If you're new here, thank you for joining and make sure you hit that like, follow, share, subscribe button wherever you're at. And if you're not, thanks for coming back. I have a couple things to talk about tonight, but the main topic is going to be the true crime and urban legends that pretty much inspired Candyman, which is going to be an upcoming movie later this year in September 2021. I'm not sure. I didn't read if it was going to be like a continuation or if it was going to be a reboot. But that's what I do know. And you have to excuse my face because I am a person too. So yeah, I'm trying to fuck with that much makeup tonight. But yeah. Also, this weekend, I am going to be with Mr. Miguel Rodriguez of Great American Morning and the Bakersfield Gentlemen and Girls Going Gin on his movie set for My Violent Valentine. It's going to be a horror comedy Valentine movie. It's basically about a prostitute on Valentine's Day that just has the worst luck ever with her clients. It's gonna be hilarious. I'm so excited to go be a part of this. So, hey Jesse, how you doing? I hope you're feeling good today. But yeah, can't wait for this weekend. By the way, I'm gonna get back to you soon. I got busy. I couldn't get back to your message, so I apologize. But yeah, so I'm gonna be assistant director on that film, and it's gonna be a long weekend. It's gonna be a long weekend, and I still need to finish my film. I've just kind of been caught in between, family stuff and personal stuff and whatnot. And it's the beginning of the year too, so it's kind of like we got to restart all over again. So I don't want to do this. Anywho's, one more thing too. I don't know if you guys remember, up until maybe about a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago, I was promoting a horror board game that was part of the Shockfest Film Festival, which I was also a part of this year, as well as many other guests that I had on, such as Destiny Soria of Christmas Slasher. I don't know why that won't. Oh, because it's not on autofocus. It's on freaking manual focus because it's being an asshole earlier. Let me see. I'm not gonna mess with it. Anyway, this is the board game. I haven't played it yet because it literally just came today. Mine did because I ordered mine late. But yeah, like it's a 4-player game. It's a little board game. It has these little, they look like Sour Patch Kid Grim Reapers. So, and they're the little play pieces. But yeah, everybody in my house is basically like, it looks like you can eat these. They look like candy. And I'm like, well, that's kind of cool because, it's Halloween themed. So, but I did go through and I found my character card, because if you buy this game, you purchase this game, there are a lot of podcast hosts and actors and actresses, and like there's different people in horror in these cards, and I got to be one of them. I know there's no autofocus. Son of a bitch. Does that work? No. Okay, I'm gonna do it just for the sake of doing it. Go back to autofocus. You son of a bitch. Sorry. Come on now. Anyways, I will post a picture of it later. There I am. There I am. You can see it. Yay. Yep, that's my character card. And I think it's really cool because the artist who illustrated all these is Michael Bayouth. He was also the illustrator, and he worked on a lot of Disney stuff throughout the 90s, Return of Jafar, 101 Dalmatians, The Lion King, Mary Poppins. He did like a lot of stuff through Disney. So it was really, really cool to be a part of this and to be able to take, an opportunity to be a part of this. And to have somebody like that draw me on a freaking card and I'm put in a board game. That's really cool. But okay, I'm going to stop with my rant now. I'm going to put the link later on again for you guys if you guys are interested in buying a board game. It's really fun. All independent artists. And yeah, okay. Aaron, is it too late to order with you in it? Oh no, they went ahead and put me in the game. And you can still order as far as I know, I don't think there's a limit. I'm not 100% sure if there's a limit or not. Because there was a little counter, but I will put up the link again after the show. So if anybody else is interested in it, feel free to check it out. Scoops and Mischief have their own card on there. If you guys are familiar with them, really awesome people. They have an amazing show. They're just amazing performers and entertainers. So, and a lot of dedication for the makeup and the stuff that they do. Yeah. Hey, John, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're having a good evening. But yeah, so yeah, and there's Wang Macabre. There's Wang Macabre, Jeffrey Macabre. There's everybody in there. So it's cool. I can't wait to play it. I'm not sure if I want to do it for a Thursday night game. I know I've missed a couple of Thursdays, but that's because I've been having to help take care of my grandmother right now. But I do plan on getting back on that this Thursday night at 8. And I'm not sure if I want to do the trivia game this week, like I've been doing in the past with horror, or if maybe I want to try to drag somebody over here and we play this game or maybe another game, I don't know, and do that live and have fun, because that's what I like to do. Just hang out and have fun. So yes, what else we got? I think that's about it. I think I've done enough ranting for the past 7.5 minutes. 7 minutes. I'll give it 7 minutes because we had an intro. So, but yeah, so tonight we're going to be talking about the true crime and the urban legends that inspired the Candyman movies. I'm going to hit this damn auto again because that's going to bug me. Thank you. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about that and what inspired the movie Candyman and the 1992 film. Like I said at the beginning, there is another one coming out at the end of this year in September. I'm not sure if it's going to be a reboot or a continuation. I didn't read that far into it. And tomorrow, for a handful of horror, I'm going to be giving you guys 5 facts about the Candyman movie that you may or may not have known. So look out for that one tomorrow night. It will not be live. I'm not doing these live. I pre-record these, I edit them, and then I put them up for Wednesday. Because it gives me editing skills. So, well, it gives me better editing skills. Because I don't get to edit all that often. And I just kind of lose it. You don't use it, you lose it. Okay, so, let's see. I did not clean up my notes. So that's what the page looks like. Normally I'll do a second draft and clean it up for myself. But anyway, so yeah, if you've seen the Candyman movies and you're familiar with the plot of it, which is, this college girl, she's like really into like urban legends and shit. She's into Candyman, and then a bunch of shit happens, and then he shows up, and then all hell breaks loose. But in order to summon Candyman, you have to stand in front of a mirror and say Candyman's name 5 times. Then he comes back, this and that. He wants people to remember him because he thinks if you forget about him, he will fade away. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I think I got you that point. Call it Candyman Land. That might be a fun Candyman game. Like a board game. Candyman Land. You gotta run from Candyman before he murders you. So yeah, so that's kind of like, that's a very rough summarization of the plot. Just go back and watch it, because I need to go back and watch it. I was not really a fan of Candyman. My older brother was. I wasn't. I do remember watching it as a kid and not really caring for it. But I think I've kind of come to the realization that as an adult, my understanding has changed. My, the way of thinking, my attitude, everything has like changed. So maybe I need to go back to some of these movies I know I didn't really care for as a kid and like rewatch them as an adult and see how I feel about it again. Give it a second chance, because we all deserve a second chance, right? So anyway, so Candyman is basically a mix between 2 urban legends, as far as the urban legend half goes. And the 2 that were the inspiration were The Hook, like down at the Lover's Lane, they're all like making out and stuff, and you hear, oh my gosh, what is that noise? I'm so scared. Oh, I'll go check it out. No, don't. That kind of deal. And then there's like, a hook that's stuck on the door. So The Hook, or The Hook Man, I know it's one of the 2 names. And then the other one, I don't know if it would be obvious enough, was Bloody Mary. With Bloody Mary, you stand in front of a mirror in the dark. I said it at midnight. I don't know. I like urban legends, but I don't remember a lot of them. I think you have to stand in the dark at midnight in a bathroom and say Bloody Mary 3 times. And then Bloody Mary is supposed to appear and all hell breaks loose. So yeah, those were the 2 urban legends that were that part of inspiration for Candyman. And the true crime was actually really sad. I was actually like pretty bummed out by this one, and I do true crime every damn week. And anymore, it kind of takes a lot to bum me out. But this one really bummed me out. So let me get to the bumming out part. Hey, Goody, how you doing? Let's see. Candyman is Henry Ray III's Babbitt's dad. Oh shit. I don't fuck with him or his dad. I'm good. Oh, and thank you guys, by the way, for ordering shirts off of my merch store. I didn't get a chance to tell you guys thank you the other day. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. You guys need to get a damn store going so I can start buying some shit from you guys. That's not fair. So get on it. Jesse says, yes, it's definitely in the Bloody Mary La Llorona category. It is. And I do like those. But back to the true crime part. In Chicago of 1987, there was a very, very large area that was project housing. And what was the name of it again? It was some kind of a weird name. Something green. Oh my God, I know I had it. See, this is what I get for not cleaning up my notes. To the one time I don't clean up my notes, I swear to God. Oh, I don't even think Charini Green Housing Project. I don't even know if I can say it right, so it didn't even matter if I found it. Anyway, but it was a housing project in Chicago, late 80s. It was very, you could call it like a ghetto, it was a ghetto pretty much. It was known for a lot of gang and drug activity. There was a lot of mentally ill people that lived in those housing complexes. And there was a lady that lived there named Ruthie Mae McCoy. And Ruthie Mae had a lot of mental health issues. She was 52 years old, and she had lived in this complex for about 4 years. She would hear voices. She would talk to herself. She was very paranoid. So she had a lot going on that I don't think she was really getting help for. But she lived in this complex, or in this housing project. And there was one night she ended up calling the police. She ended up calling 911. And she was telling the operator that there was somebody trying to come in through her medicine cabinet. And she didn't sound completely comprehensive. You can tell that the operator was having a little bit of a time trying to understand exactly what she was saying. So the operator kind of really took it as it's not really that big of an emergency. Maybe she's having a dispute with somebody, like one of the neighbors or something. So, she let the other officers know, and they kind of just pushed it off as a non-emergency, more or less. A little while later, oh my gosh. Show nerd, what's up? Let's see, Aaron, we will. I'm sending you a winter hat for your cold, Kelly. Oh yeah, it's so freezing here. I'm wearing so many layers to keep me warm. It's like Siberian tundra here. Sorry, I digress. So yeah, anyway, she had okay, so later on, after it being reported and the police not taking it seriously, later on, there were several of her neighbors that ended up calling the police as well and reporting hearing gunshots, several gunshots at that. So the police decided, okay, well, there's something going on over there. So they put the donuts down and they go over to the apartment complex, and they knock on the door. They make several attempts to call her house. And this is the 80s, this late 80s, so it's just a house phone. There's no cell phones. There's not even pagers at this point. So they hear her phone ringing, but they never hear anybody pick up the phone, never hear anybody move around, nothing. So they kind of take it as maybe she's just not home. Um, they kept calling, they kept knocking. They got to the point where they're just like, maybe we're just going to bust in the door and make sure she's okay because, there's these people heard gunshots coming from here. It's basically a wellness check at this point. And the security guard that was working the building basically talked the cops out of busting in her door to check on her. The security guard had told the police, oh well, what if you bust in and it's not an emergency? Then the tenants can sue the police department, and the cops are like, well, fuck, like we don't want that to happen. And the security guard goes, well, basically, if you break the store down, you're gonna have to have somebody come up here and secure it. Like your department needs to pay for somebody to come up here and fix the store tonight if you break the store down. And the cops are like, still, I don't want to bother with it. Let's see. Fabrizio. Oh, I'm sorry, Fabrizio. I'm sorry. Prayers and hugs for your family. I hope everything's okay. I hope he gets better. So I'm sorry to hear that. Please let me know what happens. Oh, and hey, Richard, thanks for joining, bud. I hope you have a good night too. I know you're probably working, so it's kind of lame. But yeah, so the security guard talks the police out of busting in the door to check on her. So they leave. The next day, there is a neighbor who knew her very well and pretty much knew her ins and outs when she was coming, when she was leaving for what, when she was going to get mail or for a walk or whatever. She actually ended up reporting that she did not feel something was right still with Ruthie Mae, and requested that the police go back and do another wellness check. Well, when the police arrived, they still didn't want to break the door down. So they got a hold of a maintenance man and they asked for a key to her apartment. And the key that they used didn't work. So they're like, well, shit. And then they started knocking again. They called again. Nothing happened. And they left again because there wasn't anything they can do. There wasn't a key to get in. So a few days later, ooh, is that going to fall? Sorry, I hear a photo starting to come off my wall. So they left and then came back a few days later. I don't even really remember what the reason was for them coming back. But they had gotten a hold of a locksmith, and they basically drilled a hole into the lock to open it. And when they opened it, they found her on her bed, and she was shot 4 times. And she had already been there for a few days, so decomposition was already starting. The coroner and the examiner said that she was shot once in her lower leg. She was shot in her upper shoulder. I believe she was shot in the abdomen or the hip, maybe. But the one that she got in her shoulder kind of went at an angle and it hit an artery. And they said that even if the police would have been able to bust open her door that night and then get an ambulance and take her to the hospital, she still probably wouldn't have made it. So it's really sad. And it's really sad that she had to wait that long to have somebody come in, just somebody to come. Like, it was a couple of days before they were even able to, like, not even able, that they just said, no, we're just going to get the door open when, we're just going to get the door open. That's really shitty that it ended up like that. But what had happened was, because these complexes are so large, the way they built them is they put like a good amount of space in between the apartments where the plumbing is, so that when the maintenance or any kind of maintenance needed to be done on any of the plumbing, the workers could crawl into the walls in the areas to do work, which is a pretty smart idea, considering, it's a very large complex. I think there's like over 1,000 apartments in this area. But because people were able to get in, and crawl in between the walls, it was easy access for people to crawl in between the walls and break into the medicine cabinets to get into the apartments to rob people. And that's basically what had happened to Ruthie. And the apartment complex was actually in the film Candyman. There's a lot of reference to her in there's a lot of reference to her in the movie, and there's reference to the building as well as using the building in Candyman. So yeah, it's just kind of shitty. Kind of sad. But those are the 3 ingredients that came together and made Candyman. So yeah, it was there's this thing going around that, oh, it's the urban legend of, the wealthy black slave that got he was commissioned to paint a wealthy white woman, and she fell in love with him, he fell in love with her, and then there was, like a lynching and all this, really stupid, hideous crap that happened. But that was just the urban legend in the movie. That was the one that was created for the movie. That's not a real urban legend. That is not that was not the inspiration for Candyman. Candyman made that. So, yeah. I mean, unless somebody else can find something else, I don't know, because I searched up and down, left and right, back and forth all day long today, and that is what I found, is that is the urban legend in the movie is not the actual urban legend. Thank God, because that's a shitty story. I mean, not to say that this isn't a shitty story. This is definitely a shitty story, because, this legit happened. I mean, urban legends, you don't know if they really happened or if it's folklore. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, that did suck for her. It was, let's see. What are you thinking about now, Josie? It's like, okay, any given day I could be walking by my house with a dead body. Oh, yes, you absolutely could. You absolutely could. You could be walking past a house that has like a kidnapped victim in the basement and you wouldn't know it. Oh, they were so nice. They kept to themselves. They kept the lawn clean. They said hello. They were part of the church. They were so nice. I would have never guessed. Yeah, that's what fucking happens. I mean, I'm sure we've all, I don't know. I'm gonna Google that. I'm gonna Google that and see if that's a thing. Like, what are the odds? What are the odds that people walk past a house like that? Whether it's like a dead body or like a kidnapped victim or something. I don't know. Damn you, Jesse. Now you're freaking me out. Thanks. I'm not going for that walk in the morning. Excuse me. Yeah, so that was it. That's the inspiration for Candyman. And this weekend I am definitely, oh, no, never mind. I can't say this weekend I'm going to watch it because I have filming all weekend with Miguel. So, which reminder, check in the description for the link. The Facebook link for my Violent Valentine is in the description, as well as the fundraiser page for the funding of the film. And then all my links, just in case you don't follow them. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Patreon, Facebook, and Twitch. Yes, that's right. Twitch. And with my Patreon, I'm trying to keep up with Patreon more. And especially trying to get a little bit more free content out there for people who are, they want to follow, but they're not quite sure yet if they want to subscribe. It's, the lowest tier is fairly cheap. It's only $3. I do have more photo shoots coming up this weekend as well. This is going to be such a long fucking weekend. Oh my God. Fuck. Okay. So I've got 2 photo shoots this weekend and I'm helping to direct a film. So there's going to be like a lot more content that I'm going to be able to put out soon on Patreon, like really like way better content that I've been putting out. I'm telling you right now, just saying. So you guys keep an eye out for that and just go check it out. Go check it out. Give it a like, follow, subscribe, share, tell everybody you know. Oh, show. Let's see. Said something about the game link. Oh yes, for the Halloween Never Ends. It's around all over my Facebook page, but I will make sure that when we're done here tonight, I will look up the link and I will put it on my page for anybody who's interested in it. And they do have shipping to Canada now if anybody is interested. That is over the border. Because I had a lot of Canadian friends ask whether or not it was going to be available for shipping over there. Because at first we couldn't figure out if it was or not, and then it wasn't, and now it is. So, short story long, you can get it in Canada now also. All right, guys. I'm going to take my bag of candy from my gran, and I am going to drop it all over my laptop. And then I'm going to now end this video, and I'm going to make my handful of horror video, get that all edited up for you guys so you guys have something new and fresh to watch tomorrow night. It will also be on Candyman, but it's going to be 5 facts you may or may not know about the movie Candyman. We'll see. You guys tell me. So, all right, you guys. I love you, creepy bastards. I hope you guys have a terrible evening and have nightmares about me, right? Bye.